think you kind of were one of the first people to put a face on this for people watching, say, oh, this is how it really impacts and affects people. How have you been doing since?
Yeah, I've been doing decently better since with the help of Criss and DoorDash. So
Yeah.
I was able to scale back a bit from DoorDashing so hard. So I really appreciate that of them. That helped out a lot.
Yeah, because your question, it's interesting to look at it now. You were asking, would this be longer than the previous one? Now we know it is, right? But to your point, Criss Cuomo, DoorDash stepping up because it was your daughter's tuition, right? For people who don't remember, that was what was really, really your issue, that you said, yeah, I'm going to work an extra job.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. But it wasn't just that. Prices have been going up tremendously, and for me personally, I had a mortgage that went from 2,000 to 2,800 in 1 year, and then another one that went up 300. They turned my finances upside down, and then I also put my child in private school because the schools where I live aren't necessarily the best. So I did that for her. And I knew immediately once the shutdown occurred that I had to make immediate extra income, and that's when I got on the app with DoorDash immediately and started dashing my tail off.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you had to do something, right? But so for now, you're okay. Many others aren't. It's a tough. We've been talking one person after another, in all kinds of different ways that are affected by this. What did you make of this move to cut back on the air traffic? That's what they started doing now. Still no deal. Does that make us safer, by the way?
Secretary Sean Duffy did a good thing. He was proactive. What the FAA attempts to be at all times is proactive rather than reactive. So we try to get out ahead of problems rather than letting them occur and then figuring it out on the back end. So I commend him for that, as well as the union president Nick Daniels. I think they're amazing people. Uh, the impact on the individual controller will be unique to them because we work aircraft in a specific area. So in their area of jurisdiction, whether it's 20 airplanes or two, they're going to give the maximum effort to ensure safety. So
Right.
as a controller, we really don't care about the macro volume. We're going to work aircraft safely no matter how many are in our airspace at any given time.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. What's it been like in these control towers during the shutdown? Is it different? What's it like?
Yeah, so the older veterans, the ones that kind of have a little financial cushion, they haven't been as anxious as the younger ones, the new ones, the ones that we're recruiting because of the national shortage. Those are the ones where you can see the despair in their face, the confusion, the distrust. The tech ops people, the ones that work on the radar and the ILS equipment, they're starting to feel betrayed, and a level of dismay is starting to increase. But I did have a young man that came into my office yesterday and expressed that he was considering another job. He was thinking about quitting because he just doesn't have the financial leverage like the veteran controllers may have.
Right. So he was just he can't stick it out much longer. Have there been people calling out sick a lot, or not as much?
No, not any more than usual. I think that's a narrative that they kind of put out there, but
Right.
people are beginning to feel the pressure. Heck, even myself, a couple weeks, I took some leave because I was getting anxious with everything going on, trying to figure out the best and next move. I mean, at some point, humans are going to be humans. The anxiety will turn into despair, which will probably turn into a bit of depression, and you just can't have those type of emotions if you're going to work a safety sensitive position. So I think that this
Yeah.
situation is dire, and something needs to occur faster than not.
Yeah, I mean, they got to realize and hear comments like that to say that's what, when we talk about safety, I mean, those are real, that's a very real way of describing it about how human emotions work. I think people should, in Washington, see that and say, well, all right, let's get our act together. Let's get this thing wrapped up. I mean, to go back to the town hall just for one moment before we let you go. I mean, that was a moment, when what did you think after all of that? Not only with, like you said, DoorDash and Criss stepping up to help you afterwards, but like Stephen A. Smith, walking off the stage. I mean, it created quite a moment.
That was a phenomenal situation, and I had no clue that was going to happen. And so I just presented my question. I was just being a normal guy asking a question, but to see the passion from Stephen A. and then to see the three senators have dialogue with each other, moderated by Criss with Bill O'Reilly up there. There was just a lot of power in that one room, a lot of intellect, and it meant a lot to me. But at this point, I don't care. I just want to see my friends paid. It's not just air traffic. It's all kind of people that work for the federal government that's trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do. This isn't a game. Those politicians need to sit down and get a resolution passed, because those people, we need our money. We don't like working for free. It is not a game. It's very serious.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.